Hey everybody, I'm back up here with another video. I'm going to be going through this pretty quickly, as quick as I can. Just bear with me. I got a lot of good stuff in this video. I got a lot of good reality residue that I've found. I have towards the back of this video. But I got some new findings here. I want to know what you guys think on them, of course. And, you know, it took me a while to make another video. I was a little thrown off that I got very little viewership on my last Undiscovered Griddles change, but the word got out there. Other people made videos about it, and I appreciate Moneybags for giving me a shout out on those findings. Thank you for that. So here we go with the first one. This one I found a few weeks back, something odd when I went to Rite Aid. I was looking at the ice cream section because they've been selling ice cream there since, well, when they took over an old store that I remember being called Thrifty's. And they sold the ice cream as well. It was called Thrifty's Ice Cream. And very tasty. I think back then in the 90s, that I can remember in the 80s as well, it was like 35 cents a scoop. But check out these guys. They remember it the way I do, and I'll tell you what it is now.
Thrifty's Ice Cream at Rite Aid. What a throwback.
To have ice cream at 50s, because in a sense, what's the common urban vernacular? It's low-key. So I guess that's why people love Thrifty.
I like Thrifty's ice cream because when it's hot outside, you can go to the ice cream store and get it for really cheap, and it's really good. Like Thrifty's.
Thrifty's. It is the best it can be.
Not everybody would know this drugstore. It was mainly in California, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. But it was never called Thrifty's. It's always been called Thrifty ice cream. Even the store was just called Thrifty. And that blows me away because I don't remember that store ever being called Thrifty in my life. I asked everybody about it. I've been working on this one for a while, and like 90% of everybody around here remembers it as Thrifty's, as that chain being called Thrifty's, along with the ice cream as well. So I don't know I wonder what Moneybags think about this one. Here we got, Thrifty's on eBay, and yet the picture shows Thrifty. And then on the truck here, old truck, says Thrifty. Even the logo itself looks a little different than I recall. And then I found Lucky, that's a few years back. I remember that being called Lucky's. Basically, everybody around here remembers that store being called Lucky's, but it's always been called Lucky. It's kind of the same with Thrifty. It was Thrifty's. Now it's always been Thrifty. So what do you guys think on this? I remember on this one that you guys remember the store. Do you remember it being called Thrifty's, or do you remember it being called Thrifty? Please hit me back up on this one in the comment. Let me know if you're familiar with this store. So next one's with Freddy Krueger. This one's been bugging me for a long time, and I think I'm being hit with it now. How many knives on his claw do you remember him having on his right hand? 4 or 5? I distinctly remember him having 5. Like in this particular scene from the first Freddy Krueger movie, I could see 5 knives coming up out of the water, and it looks just bizarre to me to have that thumb exposed like that. This is my son's glove. He was Freddy for Halloween, and it just looks crazy with the thumb being completely exposed like that. I could have swore the back was more bulkier, more rectangled, and that there was actually another notch and a thing for the thumb that had its own claw coming out. Because I had an old one I threw away years ago, and as I think back on it, I think I threw it away because I saw the thumb missing, and I figured it was broken. So here's some reality residue I think here you guys should check out. That was Scary Terry from Rick and Morty. He actually got 5 knives on both hands. This guy right here is an artist. He's a makeup artist, and he put a lot of time and effort. And check it out. Look, he's got 5 blades. This guy right here has got 5 blades. He made out of newspaper, magazine paper. And I found another one right here. This particular image. This artist, he depicted Freddy Krueger with 5 blades as well. When I decided to check out the posters to the films, I found something odd with this one, Freddy Krueger 3, the Dream Warriors. So they got 4 blades, but you can see here it should be a 5th blade coming out where this guy would be standing on at this light. Then on the very first movie, the very first poster for the first movie, look right there. Looks like there should be another blade. It just looks odd to me like that. Like it's missing the blade that should, from the thumb. But believe it or not, most of you might even know this if you're a hardcore Freddy Krueger fan. He had 5 knives in this particular Wes Craven movie, The New Nightmare. And it's crazy. Because out of all the other movies, he has 4. But in this movie, he's got 5. And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that movie like he came to life from like the film production or something like that? I think it was. I remember like the claw running on a table. I'm not sure. I got to check that out. But yeah, it just seems very odd to me that he would just have 4 blades in all the other movies, but 5 in just one. It kind of reminds me with the Griswolds, the National Lampoon's Vacation. Moneybags made a video about that and it blew me away. Because out of that series of movies, the Griswolds were spelled with an A, believe it or not, in the European, National Lampoon's European Vacation. It had an A. So why would it have an A in just one film, but on the rest of the National Lampoon Vacation movies, it's spelled Griswolds with an O, not an A. That's crazy right there. I see a connection with Freddy Krueger, blades, and with National Lampoon's the Griswolds being A and O. It's just kind of odd. It's like a little connection I made there. I don't know what you guys think. And then with Wally World, it never had a E. I remember it just being Wally with LLY. But yeah, it's crazy. It's always been that way in this timeline, reality, state of consciousness. So Moneybags put this photo up, and I love it. I need to get this mug. It says Wally World with the LLY, and it says Griswolds with an A. But check out right in between there. I text him about that. North America and South America, right one above the other. What you basically have here is 3 reality residues on one image. I definitely need to get that mug. I love those movies. I love the Griswolds. I love Christmas Vacation. I could watch that endlessly. So I'm a collector of some of those things. So I definitely got to check that out and pick it up. Okay, the next one is on the celebrity known as Rip Torn. And I'm one of these individuals that damn there know that he died like 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago. And I remember the E.T. talking about his life and Men in Black, and I think the other movies he played in, like Defending Your Life is what I remember him big in. But it was this channel right here, the Mandela Effect, that I posted on the 23rd of October of him remembering him dying, years back and finding out that he's still alive. Now, this is crazy. So then Star Magazine made this issue about him, about this hoax about his death, about him dying. And the hoax was that it was told by E.T. that on February 26th, now this is a few days since that other person made that video, I think it was a Friday, October 26th, saying that Rip Torn died. So they're saying that came out to be a hoax. And that's what they were thinking about. And I've just came across articles like this that seem really odd to me. But it was back in February of 2016 on Reddit where this individual was talking about him dying, not last month. So, I mean, if you're going to look up, Rip Torn's death, everyone's going to be associated when years pass on. Oh, it was a hoax that happened in 2018. And that's what people will remember. But really, it was like 2016 we're talking about the guy being dead. So I don't know if that's a cover, but what, or somebody doing something. It just seemed kind of odd to me that somebody make a video remembering him dying, and all of a sudden somebody generates a hoax of him dying at the same exact time. I don't know what you guys think on that, but I would like to hear it. So here we go with Reality Residue. I found this at a local convenience store, and look what it says right here. Good old Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Right next to a bottle that says Bragg. Now, most of you know, if you follow my channel for a while, that it was Bragg's apple cider vinegar that got me onto the Mandela Effect and started searching the web to, like, what happened to the S. So this next one is with Big Bird. I found this image right here. This is how he looked. How I remember him looking, with just a yellow hair and a yellow head, just like that right here too as well. But some of you know, some of you might not know, he's always had white hair on his head, on top of his head. And I don't remember that at all. That's new to me. That's definitely has to be a Mandela effect. Then I came across this down the street not too long ago. U-Haul with a dash. The way that I remember the logo being. And on this particular timeline or whatever we're at here, it's always been a U plus haul with the dash touching the H, making like a plus sign. And on a city called Pacheco, months back, I posted this one up here. It's a U-Haul with the dash. So that was some pretty good reality residue on that one. Then a few months back, I went to Six Flags Marine World out here in Vallejo, and there's Pepe Le Pew, just the one white, stripe on his back, not the two stripes that skunks have, and what he has too as well. But I call this reality residue because the statue there just had one stripe. And then at a swap meet, I came across R2D2 with the gold legs. The way that I remember him being, not having a silver leg throughout the original trilogy. So I was also, I brought the old Super Nintendo, and I had Super Star Wars. And check it out right here. It's got C-3PO with gold legs. I want to give a big shout out to Mandela Effect Residue Research. She did an awesome job finding these for me, and she sent me these a few months back. This is her Twitter channel. Follow her, subscribe. She sent me with the Oakland Raiders, the eye patch being, yes, the worst team in football. The eye patch being on the left eye, the way that I remembered. We got another one here with the Raiders with the patch on the left eye, as I remembered, as it was. Then we got this one right here with Girls Raiders Fans Club. They got the eye patch right here on the left eye. And this one's pretty cool. Mickey Mouse with the eye patch on the left eye, not the right. She also sent me this other one right here with the Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian Devil has a patch on his left eye as well, not his right. The way that it was. Another one right here with the eye patch. And this right here is the real eye patch on the right side. Look how wrong that looks. But the pig has the eye patch on the left eye. We got another one right here. And then we got this one right here as well. Now, there's really a lot. And I want to thank her again. Thank you for sending me these. They're pretty awesome. Then this one I took downtown, which it's got that famous painting right there with God reaching out to Adam. And look at the little slant. This is the way that I remember it being. Just like that. Little slant coming down from the heavens. And I found this one right here. It's funny. George Lucas with Darth Vader. I am a huge Star Wars fan, obviously. You guys probably know that by now. And then, of course, what it is now. How it's been here in this state of consciousness, where it's more level, more even with man, God. And that's it. I just wanted to say that thank you guys for watching my video. It's been pretty bad out here in the Bay Area with all the smoke and smog. My voice is off as hell. It was pretty bad. The mask didn't help too much as well. I'm always outside. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I'll be having another video coming up here in a day or two. Maybe less. I'm almost done with it. Take care and talk to you guys soon. Later.